Welcome everybody to another edition of W 2006 here in W9 as we're done with Fall Brawl and on the road to Halloween Havoc, at least for Revolution. Well, Nitro continues on as we start out with some Fall Brawl stills or short video segments, clips, including, the big Sting Raven spot that ended with them both out and Fallen Angel being able to win. Ken Anderson making Alex Wright say I quit and then hanging with Jarrett anyway. And of course, Bully Ray throwing the truth into the Mississippi and finishing with Monty Brown is still your world champion. And this little, video gets a 75. And then we start out with Ken Anderson's music hitting the arena and the a-hole coming out to the ring. Oops. Should I hit it? There we go. There we go. Ooh, not as good as I hoped. All right. Not the end of the world. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. Anyway, Ken Anderson comes out and he says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ken Anderson. And crowd yells back, Anderson. And last night, I made Das Wunderbuch say those two little words that every single one of you would love to hear from your boss, your teachers, and your wives. I quit. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed, but last night was just anyway. No. It was the night. The night where I just beat Alex Wright. I ended up. The night where I went from being the guy who everybody says potential, being the guy who just took Nitro by the throat and made it mine. So there's going to be turned on. Nitro belongs to Ken Anderson, and if you got a problem with that, well, then you're more than welcome to step up and cue Bully Ray's music as he comes out. He says, "Oh, you're the man now?" Yeah, real funny. Ken Anderson makes Alex Wright cry for mercy, and suddenly he's the guy to beat. That's cute, real cute. But we were taping up right like a pinata. I was out there throwing a man into a river. That's right, I just beat the truth. I drowned his ass. And guess what? If he ever crawls his way, I'll do it again. Don't sit here and tell me Nitro belongs to Ken Anderson, because if anyone run the show, it's me, Bully Ray, the man who finally has some damn respect out here and can kick your ass right now if you're feeling froggy, Anderson. Now cue Jeff Jarrett's music to a big pop. As Jarrett says, "You two boys sound real proud of yourselves, don't you?" Now, get me wrong, y'all had yourselves a hell of a Fall Brawl. And maybe you did make Das Wunderbuch cry again, and you did toss the truth in the river bully. You know what's the problem is? Neither one of you are former WCW World Heavyweight Champions. See, I've been sitting back distracted by a bunch of nonsense the last couple months, but last night at Fall Brawl it hit me. I'm done playing around, signing around every who the hell I am, and that starts tonight. So if the two of you think you're a Nitro, I'd love to see you prove it against me. And then Eddy Guerrero, wow, talking is hard. Eddy Guerrero's music hits to a big pop as he comes down to the ring and says, wow, look at all you tough guys, Holmes. Ken Anderson make Alex Wright cry, I say. Bully Ray threw man in the ring, big deal. I've thrown people off ladders and through tables. So guess what, Jeff Jarrett, man, it's nice to see you're not distracted by the guys who proved they're better than you. You guys need to miss something very important. See, none of you have the call shot contract. That means I decide who runs the Nitro, I decide who the next WCW champion is, and I decide when it happens. So all this talk about whose show it is, Holmes, is pretty obvious. Nitro belongs to Eddy Guerrero. Big mixed pop for that, as Eddy's like a heel, but he's still liked. And then cue Eric Bischoff music, and he comes out to the ring, and he says, wow, what a fascinating selection we've had here. I'm sitting backstage, sipping on a nice cold beverage, and all I hear is, I run Nitro, no, I do, But let's be real, gentlemen. None of you actually run Nitro, I do. But like for you, I'm in generous mood tonight. So I'll make good moods. Ken Anderson, you did make Ken Anderson say I quit. Bully Ray, you did throw a man into a river. And, Jeff Jarrett, you are a former world champion. Eddy, well, you're always a problem, aren't you? But let's see who really is on a roll tonight. So tonight's main event is going to be Ken Anderson versus Bully Ray versus Jeff Jarrett versus Eddy Guerrero, fatal four-way. And the winner, well, let's just say you make an impression on me. So big pop for that as we get Anderson opening the show getting a 76, Bully Ray interrupting getting a 77, Jarrett interrupting gets a 90, Eddy interrupting gets a 90, and Bischoff making a four-way getting a 92, and overall this gets an 83. Yeah. Good stuff. And then we're back to the ring for our opening match, which is actually a lot better than I expected. Holy shit. Why did this, let me actually see if I can figure out why this was good. Sing rating, creative finish. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just a little surprised with this. So basically, as been set up by the last couple weeks, Evolution takes on Kenzo Suzuki and Yang of Ninkyo in a rematch. And this match is back and forth as you expect. Lashley and Cesaro gets the power spots in. There's some brawling with Kenzo. Yang flies around. But in the end, what actually happens is Ric Flair comes over and, begins talking to Stacy. Stacy, sort of doesn't get away. And Flair struts. And then Flair, kisses Stacy, which gets Yang just distracted long enough that Cesaro can come from behind. European uppercut, UFO, giant swing, and neutralizer for the pin here as Evolution get the pin in a big match here on Nitro over Ninkyo, wrestling rating of 57, crowd rating of 54, overall rating of 70. Cesaro gets a 68, Lashley gets a 43, Suzuki gets a 47, Yang gets a 72. So good stuff here. And the creative finish was a bit of a gamble, which, makes sense. And then post-match, Evolution celebrates as Ninkyo, more importantly, CAC freaks out. And yeah, fun stuff there. As that gets a 67. Oof. Okay, not the best, but it is what it is. We get Matt Sydal is backstage along with Shelton Benjamin. So Shelton's like, all right, look at you. Got yourself a little gold, huh? Sure, at Springfield, Missouri, the home of the new US champ. And Shelton's like, hey, I gotta give you, man. You earned it last night. That was a hell of a match. You saw everything. You took it, so congratulations. But, Shelton's like, but don't get too comfortable, because next time I'm getting my title back. And so I was like, well, you better bring your A game, because I'm just getting started. And then we hear from off screen, Jamie Knoble saying, oh my god, look at this. Ain't it just disgusting? And we see, Knoble and Gordy, Southern Syndicate, coming up. He says, Noble's like, look at him. Benjamin Matt Sydal just shaking hands, smiling like a couple of good old pals. It's just so heartwarming. Just, what? It makes me sick. And it says, what do you want, Knoble? And Knoble says, what do I want? See, it ain't what I want, Shelton. But see, last night, I got this close to being US champion. I had Shelton locked in that guillotine choke, only for you to hit that fancy flipping move and break things up. And I was like, that's the point of the damn match. But Noble says, fine, whatever. But all I see to you is hacking up like you just won the damn Super Bowl. But you know what? I want, I think it's time to fix that and give you a lesson. And I'm like, oh, that's right. And Noble's like, now, before you even try to open your big mouth, Shelton, I ain't cleared to wrestle tonight, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be whooping your ass again. And Shelton's like, you mean like last night when I was kicking your ass? And Noble's like, no, that was a fluke, that's fine, because I don't need to do it myself. See, Ray Gordy has been learning on my tutelage, and tonight he's going to show you what he's made of, Shelton. And Shelton's like, that's how well, guess what? I ain't got a match book tonight, so Gordy, I got no problem taking you in the ring and giving you a wrestling lesson. And Noble's like, oh, I like the sign of that. You better watch out, because tonight you're going to see what Southern Syndicate is all about. So match set up for later tonight. And yeah, both Benjamin and Gordy were struggling to improvise, which is fair. Maybe I should have just given them a script, but it is what it is. Now we're backstage with Jeremy Borash with the new Cruiserweight Champion Xavier Creed, and basically Borash, as last night you did what you took the title in a big chaotic elimination match, and now Sanders is new champion. What does this mean to you? And Xavier Creed's like, Borash, this means everything, man. You see this title? This means just about. Let's prove that busting your ass, granted every single night pays off. I fought for this. I earned this, and now the era of Xavier Creed begins, baby. And Borash is like, never been champion. What comes after Xavier Creed as a champion? Creed's like, oh, you already did, Borash. I'm going to give every single guy who wants a fair shot. No ducking, no dodging, no running. I'll prove I'm the best cruiserweight on the planet, so I'll bring them all on. Then we see a voice from off screen say, oh, that's rich. And we see Cassidy O'Reilly, very annoyed, says, listen to this guy talk about being a fighting champ, taking all contenders like he's some noble hero. You know what a real champion does? That gave the former champ his damn rematch. That's what a real champion does. So, just come on, be a fighting champion, and face me in that ring again, so I can take back my title, Xavier. And Xavier's like, wait, you want to talk about being a real champion does? Correct me wrong, Cassidy, but you spent the last months dodging challenges, making excuses, and having your little woman help you every damn week. And right, looks pecs, but he doesn't say anything. And Xavier's like, that's what I thought. Look, man, I take on worthy contenders, but you ain't at the front of the line anymore. So, good luck. And then Xavier walks off. Not great, but not terrible either. Xavier gets a 53, then this part gets a 39, because Cassie's, there's a reason why he made Misty his manager, but I did sort of do it on his own. But still, not terrible. And we move forward here on Nitro to a match, basically been set up the past couple weeks, as it would be having your feud with Captivation, as we get Penny Grable getting the pin over ODB in about 6 minutes by pinfall with a gender roll after Lexi James basically interferes. So, little brawl from the start, but Grable, gets back and eventually hits the gender roll, which is the Chaos Theory, after about 6 minutes, and gets the pin here on Nitro. Wrestling rating of 62, crowd rating of 52, overall of 68. ODB gets a 58, Grable gets a 66. And then post-match, the beatdown continues until Gail Kim's music hits, and she comes down, running down to make the save, but the numbers of games against her, and Captivation lay her out. as well, with Lexi coming from behind, eventually hitting the Lexi DDT on her, and the Captivation standing tall as the crowd boos. So the first part gets a 60, and then Gail trying to save gets a 61, so not bad. And then backstage, we have Sonny Siaki arriving on Nitro for the first time in forever, it seems. And Siaki says, "Look at this. Look at Sonny Siaki, WCW Champion, the single greatest performer in professional wrestling today. Sonny Siaki doesn't walk into a room, he owns a room. Sonny Siaki doesn't just defend champions, he redefines them. The people, they crave Sonny Siaki. The women, they adore Sonny Siaki. My competition, they fear Sonny Siaki." And that's why you talk about WCW's best. You talk about Sonny Siaki, then we hear Landstrom say, "Are you done?" And Sonny Siaki says, "Is Sonny Siaki done?" Sonny Siaki is never done. And Storm's like, "Right, I'll make this quick because honestly, I've already heard enough. You went around over Revolution for months acting like you're the king of the TV title. Last time I checked, the title was supposed to be defended on Nitro as well. Here you are hiding out, running your mouth instead of actually proving yourself." And Sonny Siaki says, "Excuse me? Hiding out? Hiding?" Siaki doesn't hide from anybody. Sonny Siaki is a money event caliber superstar, a generational talent. If you think for 1 second that Storm's like, "You're a coward." And Siaki's like, "What?" Storm's like, "You heard me. You've been avoiding actual competition because you didn't get back up half the crap you say. And when you can rank actual competition like Matt Hardy, use the title belt to try to get out of it. So you can talk about how great you are and you prance around the title, but get in that ring and go against the best tech wrestler in WCW and actually show you're the champion." And Siaki says, "Oh, I see what's happening here. Landstrom is jealous. That's what it is. Of old grumpy past his prime, Landstrom's mad because Sonny Siaki is the hottest thing in wrestling today. You hear that, Springfield? Landstrom wishes he was Sonny Siaki." And Storm's like, "You think it's funny? Let's find out how funny it is if you put that title on the line against me." And Siaki says, "That's cute. Real quick. You see, Sonny Siaki doesn't hand out title shots. This isn't a charity. You think you can waltz in here and make a challenge?" I'll say, "Sure, Lance, whatever you want." And then he continues saying, "It doesn't work that way. Don't feel bad. I'd be mad too if my best years behind me. I bet I was, well, you." So I was like, "Well, I figured you'd say that." And then, boom, big slaps the sunglasses right off Siaki's face. And Storm was like, "When you grow a spine, you know where to find me." 59, not bad. First part gets a 59, second part gets a 55. We're all 59. Siaki improvised well, which makes sense. So there you go. And then we're backstage as we got Trish Sky and Lacey Dumas both backstage, basically upset over what happened in Fall Brawl. But, they're not mad at each other. They both agree they need to move on. And, maybe it's time to look in other spots in the World Championship for the moment and figure out something else to do. And Trish Sky, you got a good idea because the sky's the limit still for us. We just might have to figure out another plan. And they agree. And, interesting. Oops. 62 because it's just a short segment, but still solid stuff here as we continue that stuff for the women's title, perhaps. Then we move forward to Matt Sydal taking on Yoshio Tajiri in a non-title match. Nothing fancy here. Just, again, this is basically his last night in the company. I might bring him over to Revolution just to have him job somebody in the dark match, but this is like his last official night in the company. And back and forth match, and Sydal eventually gets the win with the shooting star press. Fun match, 69, 58, 73. So wrestling's good, crowd's not so much, but segment is overall. Sydal gets a 77, Tajiri gets a 62. But then, post-match, Tajiri's in the ring for a moment. We don't get any, too fancy because, this is just 2006, so it's not, well-known probably among the crowd that Tajiri's leaving, but we get, a slight pop as Tajiri bows for the crowd. But as he leaves, out of nowhere, in comes Prophet and Red Rum sliding to the ring, and boom, big clothesline from Red Rum, and, big old bumping, big old stomping, and Tajiri tries to fight back, but Prophet hoists him up, and then Red Rum nails him with a huge clothesline, and then Red Rum picks him up again into a powerbomb position. Prophet charged forward, hitting a big old running, lariat to knock him down again. And then Morgan walks in the ring and takes the mic and says, "You all really thought the Nest was gone forever, didn't you? Last night you all said the Nest was supposedly defeated. Raven's not here, so I'm sure you all assumed we would fade away like dust in the wind. The thing about Raven's vision is it doesn't die, it evolves. Raven has let us down many paths. Now he set us on a new course. No more chasing false prophets, nor wasted energy on the weak of those who still think they deserve redemption. We have a new mission. From this day forward, we will no longer fight alone. We will dominate together. We will claim gold together. And when dust settles, the world finally understands the dark cloud looms over WCW Tag Division belongs to us." We have been reborn. Anybody else who stands in our way will suffer the same fate as this broken little man. So Tajiri basically playing crowd gets 63, the attack gets 63. Morgan getting a promo gets a 55, which isn't the best, but like, we're building her up, and yeah, this is basically, hey, Fallen Angel's still Nitro, but he's not going to fight them forever, different stuff, and we're rating Raven off slightly for a little bit, and there you go. And then we're backstage as ODB is pissed, and Gail Kim says, "You're right, but look, we were outnumbered out there, but I'm going to give him a phone call and bring some backup. Nothing fancy, or just sort of a setup for later on. Not tonight, but in the future." And then we go backstage where Ken Anderson walks into Jeff Jarrett's office. I mean, not office, but locker room, and says, and Jarrett's like, "Hey there, Anderson, what the hell do you want? Slap nuts." Anderson's like, "You know what? Something, you can call yourself slap nuts, but you know what I am? I'm an a-hole." Cue a-hole chants from the crowd. Here's the deal, Slappy. I know how these four-way matches go. Alliances form, hands get shaken, back get scratched, then everybody turns on each other and all that good stuff. Let's get this out of the way now. If you think for even a second that I'm going to help you tonight, you're even dumber than you look, Jarrett. And Jarrett's like, "Help me? I don't need anybody's help. I damn sure don't need yours. And we're sitting stuck it straight. You better watch your damn back out here. Because I ain't like Alex Wright. I don't say I quit. I don't get bullied. I'm sure as hell ain't some punk looking for his big moment. I'm Jeff Jarrett, and that means I do whatever it takes to win." And Anderson's like, "That's real intense. You're sitting there in the mirror all day. Just make sure you don't get in my way tonight. Or, whether you're an a-hole or not, you'll end up with a guitar around your neck." And Jarrett's like, "Hey, don't worry about me. I'm just going to do what it takes, what I do best. Be an a-hole and walk out here as still the man on Nitro." So a fun little backstage achievement. Gets a 79, not an 84, my bad. And Jarrett improvisal, because of course he did. Then we have a quick little match as basically the Chosen beat some local town here in Eric Cannon and Yaki, France. Quick squash. Divine hits a Divine Intervention about 3 minutes. WrestleMania 48, crowd rating 41, overall 57, because it was just a direct squash. And then, of course, after the match, they take the mic, and Chosen, as the crowd boos, says, "Last night at Fall Brawl, we proved exactly what we've been saying all along. As Tank Motion is Divine, we walked in the ring with two guys who have supposedly done it all, Jeff Jarrett, Lance Storm, and what do you do? We beat them 1, 2, 3. And Divine says, "Tank, I think some people might not understand what we just said. So let's remind them. Jeff Jarrett, former WWE World Champion, multiple-time title holder, been in this business for years, even thinks he taught us something. Lance Storm, one of the most respected tech wrestlers of all time, but last night they couldn't beat us." And Thompson's like, "If we can beat them, that means we can beat anybody. You people don't get it. We're just another tag team. We're not Flash in the Pan Act. We are chosen." And then Tolan says, "You're my partner. We're the future of this business. And sooner or later, we're going to have gold around our waist, because what happens when you're the best? That's what happens when you're chosen." Boo. 69, not bad. I'm moving forward. We see Eddy backstage, pacing. I don't know why I typed packing, but, anyway, he's pacing. And then Bully, races up and says, "Whoa, look who it is. Hell, what do you want?" I say, "I just thought simply stop by, reminisce a little bit. Remember Chicago? Deathmatch? Super Brawl? We beat the hell out of each other, all of that in arena. Blood everywhere. But remind me, Eddy, who walked out the winner?" And Eddy, just sort of stares and says, "That's right, I wrecked you. And if you get nobody tonight, I'll do it again." And he's like, "Is that right?" And Bully's like, "You're damn right. You see, Eddy, you're sitting here all smoke with that little called shot thing. You're untouchable. Let me tell you something. I don't give a damn about that briefcase. What I make sure people know exactly who the most dangerous man on Nitro is. You think I won't put you through another table? You think I would put you a hospital bed again? You think just because you're Eddy freaking Guerrero that makes you special? It doesn't mean jack to me." And he's like, "Man, you talk a lot, Holmes. So you had your fun last night, Bully. You threw truth in the river, good for you. But let me tell you something, I ain't the truth. I'm Ken Anderson. I sure don't ain't Jeff Jarrett. I'm Eddy Guerrero, Holmes. If you try me, I'll make you regret it. So, Bully, SA, see you out there." 88, really good, basically setting things up. And as we move forward here on Nitro, we have Shelton Benjamin versus Ray Gordy. And hey, they have a freaking awesome match. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, exact match you would expect, back and forth. Gordy getting his moves, getting some technical stuff, but fighting back. But eventually, Shelton Benjamin is a former US champion, and Gordy's, while good and rising, is not that quite good yet, as after about a little under 10 minutes. Boom, couple suplexes, big super kick, pay dirt, 1, 2, 3. Wrestling rating of 78, crowd rating of 66, second rating of 88. Shelton gets a 92, Gordy gets a 63, and Benjamin and Gordy have great chemistry. In post-match, Shelton Benjamin celebrates to the cheers of the crowd, gets a 69, and we move forward with a Revolution recap, of course, focusing on the whole Rey Mysterio Jr., trying to get a win over Monty and failing, which gets a 75. And then we have our main event, which is a freaking awesome main event. Hey, turns out throw four great guys in this world together and you get a great match. Basically, everybody gets their spots in here. Like Jarrett brawls with Bully, Eddy and Jarrett face off after a bit. Jeff and Ken have their moments. Anderson goes after Bully Ray. Going back, as the announcers go for remember, the Bully Ray also turned on Ken Anderson. We turned on the Truth. Bully and Eddy go after each other with the crowd siding with Eddy. We get some near falls. Anderson hits the mic check for near fall on Bully Ray, but Eddy breaks it up. Eddy eventually hits the big brainbuster and goes up top for the frog splash on Jarrett. But basically, Bully Ray shakes the ropes and tosses him off. Bully hits a big flying shoulder block. And then goes for the Bully bomb on Jarrett, but Jarrett goes low. He actually, then hits a big clothesline on Bully Ray, but Anderson comes from behind. Anderson and Jarrett go after each other for a moment, but then Anderson and Eddy actually work together, but then Eddy turns on Anderson, throwing him to the outside, and then hitting a big tope on him to knock him down. But Bully Ray goes after Jarrett. Jarrett, though, avoids it. Big DDT out of nowhere, picks him up. Stroke, 1, 2, 3, and Jeff Jarrett gets a huge win here on Nitro, re-establishing himself in the main event picture with the win over Bully Ray. Wrestling rating of 89, crowd rating of 85, signal rating of 93. Jarrett gets an 86, Anderson gets an 81, Bully Ray gets a 93, and Eddy gets a 95. And post-match, Jarrett celebrates. Anderson and Eddy brawl. That gets an 88. And overall, the show itself gets us an 88. Oh, so good stuff. A little better than I expected. Honestly, the main event was a lot better than I expected, and so was the Sydal match. Yay, we increased in Canada and New Zealand, and yeah, median scrum, there we go. Sure. As this loads up. Sorry, just... Vampiro, what are you doing, buddy? True. This is just correct. LaShambra joins. Interesting. Yeah, these triple... Nowinski is your PW champion. Johnny Garner is having a feud with Crazy K. Sure. Sure. Wow, that's mean. But also, Jeff, he's not really working in ring anymore. You're fine. Was this? Oh yeah, no, this was, yeah. So let's look at what Raw did. We had Chrissy Cummings versus Elizabeth Love. We had CM Punk and Matt Jakes defeat Sam and Maven. My Holiday Amber James defeated Jillian Hall and Chantel Fierce. JBL defeated Matt Classic. Veronica Vane defeated Shaniqua to retain the Women's Championship. And Teddy Hart and Reach the Suburbs defeating the Gladiator due to Same Flair. Yeah, there's one thing I have to notice that Teddy Hart, I let him go, at the start of the game officially, and he signed with WWE. In the event, Jericho and Batista defeated Vampiro and Steven Richards at A90. Sure. Yeah, and as a quick storyline check. Okay, so we had a new, not same storyline here, but we have a, hold on, I thought we had a new storyline. No, I just moved stuff around. Oh yeah, nope. So yeah, we're continuing on. So I'll be back in just a moment with Revolution. So folks, this is a post-recording thing as OBS totally failed on me, at least for the second part of when I was doing Revolution. So unfortunately, this is going to be a very short video. Things screwed up, so I'm going to have to go over the results pretty quickly here. Just shit happens, unfortunately. Really sucks. So, basically, Revolution, live from Ray in College Station, Texas, started with the big tag match. And in that, Angle and Cervelli defeated RVD and Fry when RVD and Fry had miscommunication, and Angle pinned Fry with the Angle Slam in about 15 minutes. 77, Fry got a 67, Angle got an 87, RVD got an 88, Santorelli got a 48. Then RVD turned on Fry. Heyman cut a promo, which you sort of expect, from that afterwards. He wasn't worth it. He failed us, blah, blah, blah. RVD deserves a title shot. Teddy Long comes out saying, we don't hand out title shots on Revolution. AJ versus Cash will be will be part of a number one contenders match tournament. And next week, RVD, you'll get a chance if you take on the man you beat you at Bash at the Beach, Juice Messias. That gets an 88. Then we had Amy Wilbur versus Cash, cutting promo on the main event later tonight. That got 67. European Disunion was pissed off about having to have a tag title match. Teddy Long blew it off. In came Fox Alexander. They almost brawled, and he did call it was banned from ringside for next week. That gets a 65. Then we have Jody Lawler squashing Tracy Taylor in 2 minutes to a 61. Then we have a Jody Lawler in-ring on her upcoming world title match at Halloween Havoc, saying she's the evolution of Revolution. That gets a 78. Teddy welcomed Matt Sydal back to Revolution as US Champion. Ray LePen came in, did his usual stick about, being the true, deserving a chance at the US title. Sydal asked Stellan what's up with that, and Teddy's welcome to Revolution. That gets a 66. Thrillers had a confrontation backstage with Canyon, Angle, and Santarelli, the usual argument, and a 6-man was set up for next week. That gets a 92. Landon Evans won a quasi-squash over Osei and Skipper in 6 minutes. That gets a 69. Skipper gets a 54. Evans gets a 91. Landon gets an 80. Osei gets a 50. Then we have Amy Weber versus Danger and Blight, basically telling them, telling Social Scene to walk away, to not get involved in their business, or it'll be the end of their business. That gets a 49. Keaton Sharp cut a very good Age of Enlightenment backstage promo. This is something I actually feel bad that it got lost, but shit happens. But yeah, 85, really good promo setting up the match later on. Then we had Helms and Kimmon basically saying, they're sick of being forgotten about. They're legendary, former US champions, former world champions, all the usual stick. But out come Keith Walker and Trevor Slater for a match. Kimmon helped basically say, fine, we'll take you on, we'll beat you a couple minutes and move on. But this is barely competition, and the match happens. And the end happens back, after 7 minutes. Looks like Helms and Kimmon are going to win. Helms goes for the Nightmare on Helm Street. Slater gets out of the way. Helms runs into the ropes. Slater gets a quick roll up and cradle. Walker stops Kimmon from getting involved, and a big upset win for Walker and Slater. And they're basically team. They had excellent chemistry on a random pre-show match, so I'm giving them a shot. 70 for this. Kimmon got a 91. Helms gets an 83. Walker gets a 54. Rhodes gets a 59. Then we had AJ Styles backstage promo on the match later tonight, the tournament for the title shot, and Monty Brown. That gets an 86. We had Raven Rain and Cookie arguing backstage, eventually leading to a cat fight, gets a 54. And Booker T defeats Keenan Sharp. Looks like Keenan Sharp is going to get the win. Booker T makes a comeback. Rough bump. Sharmell comes out. Sharp basically hands her a chair, tells her to prove she's truly walking the path. But instead, Sharmell whops Sharp with a chair. Booker recovers. Bookend 1, 2, 3. Match gets a 79. Booker gets a 68. Keenan Sharp gets an 81. And then Booker and Sharmell kiss at the top of the ramp. Love conquers all. And then Levin and Evans are backstage with Canyon, asking why they're not involved in the 6-man. Canyon's like, it just happened. You guys are about to have your match. Len Evans are a little, weary, but they're fine with it. And then a main event, AJ Styles v Cash in 85, 14 minutes. And yeah, I'm frustrated. Nothing really much of note going on. But yeah, this sucks. I hate it when OBS screws up like this. It's been a while since it's actually happened, so I have to say, not the end of the world. But yeah, sorry. But anyway, see you guys on Friday, hopefully, for a show that doesn't fail on me. But that's it for now, so talk to you later, and adios. Have a good one.